Hey Cowboys Nation, welcome to your ultimate destination for all things Dallas Cowboys. From the latest news, game analyses, rumors, to deep dives into player performances and strategies, we've got you covered. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a play. Let's dive into everything you need to know about America's team. Ezekiel Elliott has finally broken his silence, and the reaction has sent shockwaves through the Dallas Cowboys fan base and the NFL community. For a long time, the star running back kept a low profile about the internal turmoil within the Cowboys organization, but now he's unleashed a torrent of criticism aimed squarely at the team's management. Rumors have been swirling for months about growing tensions between Elliott and the front office, but nothing prepared fans for the bluntness and intensity of his comments. It's almost like a dam burst, with Elliott openly questioning the direction of the franchise and the competence of those in charge. The whispers from insiders had hinted at frustrations, but the star player's public disapproval signals a potentially major rift that could have far-reaching consequences for the Cowboys' future. As one of the most talented and influential figures on the roster, Elliott's words carry immense weight, making this more than just locker room grumbling. People are now speculating whether this marks the beginning of a very public split or even a shakeup within the organization itself, especially if the relationship continues to sour. Fans and analysts alike are on edge, trying to piece together what this all means for the Cowboys heading into the next season. The silence that had been maintained for so long was finally shattered, and it's clear that Ezekiel Elliott's frustrations go far deeper than anyone imagined. In his recent remarks, Elliott didn't hold back in pointing out what he sees as the core problems within the Cowboys' leadership structure. His criticism seemed laser-focused on the front office's decision-making, questioning both their strategic vision and the way they handle player relations. There's a growing narrative that Elliott feels the organization lacks transparency and a genuine commitment to building a winning team around its star talent. This raises the possibility that the front office might be underestimating how much influence the players have, especially someone of Elliott's stature who has been a cornerstone of the Cowboys for years. The tension between player and management is not a new phenomenon in sports, but when it involves such a high-profile figure, it tends to attract significant attention and potentially intervention from league officials or ownership. Rumors suggest that Elliott's discontent has been simmering beneath the surface for quite some time, and this public airing could be a strategic move to pressure the Cowboys into making changes. The timing couldn't be more critical, as the team prepares for off-season moves and draft strategies that could define their next several years. What's fascinating is how this could impact locker room dynamics, team morale, and even fan loyalty, all of which are fragile components in any high-stakes sports environment. The Cowboys organization now faces a delicate balancing act, addressing Elliott's concerns without appearing weak or disorganized. Sources close to the team have hinted that Elliott's outburst might be a sign of deeper unrest among other players as well. There are whispers that several veterans share similar frustrations, though none have yet publicly voiced them. This potential undercurrent of dissatisfaction could complicate the Cowboys' off-season plans and raise questions about player retention and recruitment. Elliott's critique appears to be the tip of the iceberg, and insiders speculate that the organization's internal culture might be undergoing a significant stress test. How the Cowboys management responds to this could define the trajectory of the franchise over the next few years. If they choose to ignore or downplay these criticisms, it might exacerbate the divide, potentially leading to more defections or a decline in on-field performance. Conversely, a proactive approach addressing these issues openly could pave the way for a stronger, more united team moving forward. Fans are now eager to see if the Cowboys will make high-profile moves in response, such as changes in the front office or coaching staff, to demonstrate commitment to change. The buzz surrounding Elliott's statements has also reignited debate on social media and sports talk shows, where analysts dissect every word and gesture for clues about what's really happening behind the scenes. Could this be the moment the Cowboys finally reckon with long-standing organizational flaws, or is it just another bump in the road for a franchise that's always in the spotlight? Moreover, the timing of Elliott's criticism has fueled speculation about his future with the team. Some insiders suggest that this public airing of grievances could be a precursor to a trade request or even a more dramatic departure from Dallas. The running back's contract situation is a hot topic, with analysts debating whether the Cowboys would be willing to restructure his deal or entertain offers from other franchises. Elliott's candid comments might be a tactical move to leverage negotiations, signaling to the front office that he's prepared to explore options if changes aren't made. This creates a ripple effect in the NFL landscape, as several teams are reportedly monitoring the situation closely, weighing the possibility of acquiring one of the league's premier running backs. The implications of Elliott leaving Dallas would be huge, both on and off the field. The Cowboys would lose not just a player, but a symbol of their identity and competitiveness, which could have a lasting impact on fan engagement and team branding. For Elliott, a change of scenery might represent a fresh start or a chance to prove himself in a new system. But it also comes with the risks of adjusting to a new environment and expectations. The rumor mill is running full throttle, with every move by the Cowboys scrutinized for signs of whether this saga will end with reconciliation or a parting of ways. It's the kind of storyline that keeps fans riveted and the NFL offseason buzzing with speculation. Interestingly, this situation has also opened up broader discussions about player empowerment and how NFL franchises handle internal conflicts. Elliott's boldness in speaking out is being viewed by many as a sign of changing dynamics in professional sports, where athletes feel more emboldened to challenge management decisions publicly. This could inspire other players who might be feeling similarly unheard or disrespected to raise their voices, potentially leading to a shift in the balance of power between players and executives. However, it also raises questions about the best way to address grievances, whether through internal dialogue or public confrontation. The Cowboys' predicament highlights the delicate line franchises must walk in managing star talent while maintaining organizational cohesion. Some insiders argue that Elliott's stance could lead to positive reforms if handled correctly, encouraging transparency and better communication. Others worry it might deepen divisions and create a toxic atmosphere that hinders performance. Either way, the situation serves as a microcosm for larger debates happening across professional sports regarding player rights, contract negotiations, and the culture within teams. How the Cowboys and their front office navigate this moment could set a precedent not only for their franchise, but for how NFL teams handle internal criticism moving forward. The unfolding drama is captivating because it touches on issues far beyond just one player or one team. The fan reaction has been just as intense and varied as the comments themselves. Social media exploded with opinions, memes, and hot takes, showing just how emotionally invested Cowboys supporters are in this saga. Some fans sided with Elliott, praising his honesty and calling for sweeping changes in the organization. Others defended the management, arguing that public criticism is unprofessional and could damage team unity. This division among the fan base mirrors the split within the team itself and adds another layer of complexity for the Cowboys' leadership to manage. The ongoing debate has sparked widespread discussion about loyalty, accountability, and what it means to be part of an NFL franchise in today's media-driven environment. Some observers point out that this kind of public airing of dirty laundry, while uncomfortable, might ultimately be healthier for the organization in the long run if it forces necessary changes. Meanwhile, others worry it could undermine the team's chances in upcoming seasons by creating distractions and internal strife. The intensity of the fan reaction also puts pressure on the Cowboys' ownership to respond swiftly and decisively to calm the storm and reassure supporters that the franchise is still committed to winning. How this situation evolves will likely influence not only the team's off-field image, but also how players and staff approach their work every day. But before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Dallas Cowboys. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. Turning now to the second part of this unfolding story, speculation is rampant that Ezekiel Elliott's recent outburst might trigger a domino effect within the Cowboys organization, potentially leading to dramatic changes in the roster and front office. Rumors are circulating that key executives might face pressure to step down or be reassigned if the situation continues to spiral. Industry insiders suggest that ownership could be forced to reevaluate their commitment to current leadership in order to stabilize the team and preserve its competitive edge. The possibility that Elliott's candid criticism could catalyze such a shakeup is fueling endless debate among fans and analysts alike. There's talk that if management doesn't respond effectively, it could open the door for rivals to capitalize on the Cowboys' turmoil by poaching star players or leveraging trade negotiations. The notion that a player's public voice can influence executive decision-making so profoundly is a relatively new phenomenon in professional sports, underscoring a shift in power dynamics. Meanwhile, Elliott's teammates are reportedly closely watching how the front office reacts, knowing that the outcome could affect their own futures and roles within the franchise. This tense atmosphere raises questions about the long-term impact on team cohesion and whether the Cowboys can maintain their status as a top contender amid internal unrest. The season ahead might hinge on how the franchise navigates this precarious crossroads, balancing star power with organizational stability. Further fueling speculation is the notion that Ezekiel Elliott's dissatisfaction could lead to serious trade talks before the next NFL season kicks off. Sources whisper that several franchises have quietly expressed interest in acquiring Elliott if the Cowboys decide to entertain offers. Teams looking to bolster their running game or add veteran leadership see Elliott as a valuable asset despite the controversy. The potential of a blockbuster trade involving a player of Elliott's caliber has fans and analysts buzzing, wondering how this might reshape the competitive landscape. If Elliott does push for a trade, it could spark a bidding war or complex negotiations involving draft picks and other players. The Cowboys' willingness to negotiate may hinge on their confidence in finding suitable replacements and their assessment of Elliott's fit within their future plans. This trade rumor alone has heightened the drama surrounding the franchise, as it suggests the possibility of a major roster overhaul. It also raises questions about Elliott's legacy in Dallas and whether his tenure with the team is truly coming to an end. The intrigue surrounding these trade possibilities keeps the offseason lively and filled with what-if scenarios that captivate fans across the league. It's a reminder of how quickly fortunes can change in the NFL, driven by personalities and power plays behind the scenes. Adding another layer to this rumor mill is speculation that Elliott's public criticism could lead to a shift in the coaching staff. Industry whispers suggest that head coach and key coordinators might face scrutiny or even job insecurity if the Cowboys fail to find solutions quickly. The coaching staff is often the intermediary between players and management, so their role in this controversy is under the microscope. Some insiders believe that management might use this crisis as an opportunity to bring in fresh leadership with a new vision, hoping to reset team culture and dynamics. Such a shakeup could have profound effects on play style, player development, and overall morale. Conversely, a decision to retain current staff despite the tensions might signal a commitment to continuity, but risks alienating players demanding change. The coaching rumors add to the already volatile mix surrounding the Cowboys and suggest that no part of the organization is immune to the fallout from Elliott's remarks. The question remains whether this crisis will be resolved internally or spiral into a full-scale reorganization, with ripple effects felt across all levels of the franchise. For observers, this situation offers a fascinating glimpse into the pressures and politics behind NFL team management when star players speak out publicly. Meanwhile, discussions continue about the potential impact on Elliott's personal brand and marketability. Public criticism of a high-profile franchise can be a double-edged sword, bringing both support and backlash. Analysts note that Elliott's candidness may endear him to fans who value honesty and transparency, potentially boosting his appeal beyond Dallas. On the other hand, some sponsors and partners might view the controversy as a risk, preferring athletes who maintain a more polished public image. The evolving relationship between athletes and brands in today's media landscape means that Elliott's statements could influence endorsement deals and public perception. His willingness to speak openly might inspire other players to follow suit, shifting how athletes engage with their teams and audiences. However, it also places Elliott in a delicate position, balancing authenticity with professionalism in a highly scrutinized environment. The narrative around his criticisms could shape his career trajectory off the field as much as on it, affecting future opportunities in broadcasting, coaching, or entrepreneurship after his playing days. The intersection of sports, media, and personal branding is more complex than ever, and Elliott's situation is a prime example of the challenges athletes face in navigating these waters. As this story develops, it will be intriguing to watch how Elliott's public image evolves in response to these dynamics. Additionally, the Cowboys' ownership is reportedly considering a variety of options to manage the fallout from Elliott's remarks, ranging from direct engagement with the player to broader organizational reforms. Insiders suggest that the team might implement new communication channels to improve transparency and player feedback mechanisms. This could include forums for players to voice concerns confidentially or leadership workshops aimed at fostering trust. Ownership may also explore restructuring contracts and incentives to better align with player expectations and performance goals. Such measures would signal a willingness to adapt to the modern athlete's demands while preserving team cohesion. However, there's skepticism about whether these steps will be sufficient to repair the damage or if deeper cultural changes are required. Some believe that without fundamental shifts in leadership style and organizational values, tensions will persist or even worsen. The ownership's response will be closely watched as a test of their commitment to maintaining a competitive and harmonious environment. The stakes are high, as the Cowboys are not just a football team, but a billion-dollar brand with passionate global fans. How they handle this crisis could influence their reputation and business success for years to come. This behind-the-scenes maneuvering is a reminder of how multifaceted managing a professional sports franchise really is, especially when star athletes publicly challenge the status quo. Meanwhile, social media platforms remain a battleground for opinions and rumors, with Elliott's comments sparking intense debates among fans, former players, and commentators. Every tweet and post is dissected for clues about the team's next moves, fueling an ongoing frenzy of speculation. Some fans have started online campaigns, either supporting Elliott's stance or rallying behind the Cowboys' management, illustrating the deep divisions within the fan base. Former players and analysts contribute their perspectives, sometimes offering insider insights or cautioning against rash decisions. This digital discourse amplifies the pressure on all parties involved and sometimes complicates efforts to reach quiet resolutions. The rapid spread of information and misinformation on social media highlights the challenges teams face in controlling their narrative in the modern era. It also demonstrates the power of fans and the public in shaping the story and influencing outcomes. The Cowboys and Elliott are both navigating not only their internal conflicts, but also the relentless scrutiny of a global audience connected 24/7. This dynamic adds an unprecedented layer to professional sports controversies, making the resolution of this saga all the more complex and compelling. The ongoing online dialogue ensures that the story remains front and center in the public consciousness as it continues to evolve. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Dallas Cowboys, please subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. We always look forward to your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.